Hi, good evening. How's everybody doing? I only see Joe online for now. And welcome to Real Estate License in 14 Weeks. Now, this is episode 2 of our live streaming on Real Estate License exam questions. Practice. And today we're going to go over the rules that are developed to help you guys pass on the real estate exam on the first try. And again, I'm getting Reina to help me, and Reina is not able to join us by video, but we can hear Reina's voice. Hey, Reina, are you online with us?
Yes, I am. Good evening. Can you hear me?
All right, awesome.
How are you
Okay.
guys doing?
Well, so far, Joe is the only person online. I'm sure there'll be a couple more joining us. And let's go ahead and get started. I just want to review the rules that are developed. Now, the first rule is what we call the rule of elimination. That means that when you start a question, the first thing you want to do is quickly read through the question and then go through the answer choices and start eliminating the answers that you know are not the right answer. For example, answer D, you know for sure is not the right answer. You eliminate D. That will give you A, B, and C. So your goal is to be able to eliminate at least two, leaving you two choices to go through to basically have a 50-50 chance. That's the first rule. The second rule is if you see an answer choice that is all of the above, generally speaking, that being the right answer has about 60 to 70% probability. So you know you welcome this type of question because most of the time you're going to be able to get it right. Because what you're going to do is you're going to assume that's the right answer, and then you're going to go through the other three answer choices. If you confirm two answer choices are correct, then we don't have to worry about the third one if it's correct or not. But we still go through. But you need to get at least two out of the three remaining choices to support your answer choice for all of the above answered. The third rule is, sometimes in real estate exam, they like to test you on things like how long does a broker needs to keep the transaction records, or how long does the broker need to keep the trust account records. Or they might ask you, well, what is the statute limitation for trespass? The answer choices for all three is the number 3. So if you ask a question, if you have a question that talks about numbers and you're given 4 choices, obviously you want to pick the right answer, because sometimes if you happen to remember, for example, you might be asked, well, what is the statute limitation for judgment? For judgment is usually 10 years. So if you memorize it well, 10 years seems to be the right answer, then don't bother about using this rule. The only time you want to use this rule is you have no clue what the answer is. Okay, now you pick answer 3. I think your chances of getting it right is at least 50%. Okay, so that is one of the rules that you want to apply. A fourth rule is if you see a word or phrase that you have never seen before in the textbook or in the videos that I prepared, most likely that is going to be the wrong answer. Okay, so sometimes they want to trick you. So it's important that you do not pick an answer choice where you have absolutely no clue what that term is or what it stands for, because you have no clue. If you have no clue, please do not pick it, because most likely that is going to be the wrong answer. Okay. Now, I forgot what the fifth rule is now, but as we go through the exam questions, I'm sure I'll remember it by then, so we can go over then. So now let's jump on to the answer to the question and the answer. So Rena, let's go ahead and continue with what we left off last time. Are you able to see what's on the screen?
Yes.
All right. And can you
fiscal year is for the period. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. There are 4 choices.
The real estate, yeah, 4 choices. Oh. I know you had to pay during December and April, so it's not January to December. This is a memorized question, so I didn't memorize it. So, cannot use any rule of elimination, but if I use a rule of elimination, I will look at they asked you to pay December, they asked you to pay in April, right?
Right.
So I guess it's from, but December 10 is due, and April 10 is due.
Right. Which one is the first installment, December 10 or April 10?
December 10.
Okay, now December 10 covers what period?
December 10 cover what period? Meaning the quarter or the year?
Well, there are 2 periods. You got the first 6 months and the second 6 months, right? That makes a year, right?
So it's the second 6 months.
Let me give you a
I
clue.
don't know.
Let me give you a clue.
Okay.
The real estate tax fiscal year is, do you believe it starts from January 1st through December 31st?
That is a typical fiscal year for the calendar.
Right.
So that could be the answer.
Okay, is that a logical choice?
No, most likely is B.
B is December 1st to November 30th, right?
Yeah.
Why not
So
C?
December. No, July 1st is July 1st. There's overlapping.
Okay,
April 1st, April 10 is overlapping, so there cannot be C or D.
okay. So what's your best choice right now?
I go for B.
All right, unfortunately, the
A?
correct answer is C.
Huh?
C is the best answer, not the correct answer, but the best answer. Because the fiscal year for real property tax starts from July 1st and ends on June 30th.
Interesting. Okay. Mid-year, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, this is a memorized answer. There's no elimination.
That's
that I
right.
can apply.
All right, Joe, this is Joe's answer. Joe's answer is July 1st
Wow.
to June 30th.
Joe, you're good.
Congratulations, Joe. Good job. Okay, now let's go move on to the next question. Okay, let's get rid of Joe.
Fremont is the United States Supreme Court, which prohibited discrimination in housing laws.
This is strictly memorized word.
D. D.
D?
David. D is yeah.
Why did you pick D?
I remember Rumford.
Did you remember Unruh?
No.
All right, and the rest you don't remember, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, I can't blame you. This is a tough one. This is strictly memory work. Let's see who's got the correct answer. Nobody's answering? Okay, then I'm going to tell you what the correct answer is. The correct answer is Jones versus Meyer. So that is memorization is nothing else, okay? Honestly, this is a bad question. You're probably not going to see it in the DRE exam, okay? Now let's move on to the next one, okay?
Most real estate syndicates that have been created in California have taken the form of a why ask a question like that? Limited partner corporation, real estate investment trust corporation.
First of all, you have to eliminate the answer choices that are words or terms that you are not familiar with, right?
C and D, I eliminate it. C is joint venture.
Okay.
So the real investment trust has nothing to do with a syndicate, real estate syndicate.
Okay.
That's my elimination rationale. So
Okay.
it's either A or B.
Okay.
It could be a partnership, it could be a limited partnership, but it could be corporation. So I choose A.
All right, so you got a 50-50 chance, but unfortunately, you got it wrong. The answer is limited partnership.
Whoa.
All right,
What?
let's see. Joe got it right. Congratulations, Joe. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
I got 3 wrong.
No worries. Okay, next one.
Under the California Veterans Home and Farm Purchase Act of 1974, the purchaser acquires possession. This is a hard question. Under the California Veterans Home and Farm Purchase Act of 1974, the purchaser acquires possession through A.
Let's go ahead and do an elimination first. Which one do you think you should eliminate first?
Warranty deed.
Good elimination, so you're left with 3.
Land contract.
So you're eliminating C, is that right? You know what a land contract is?
That means, I don't know. I just go by the words, the meaning of the words superficially.
All right.
Contract.
Okay, so if you eliminate C, then you're left with A and D. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So which is the best answer for you?
I don't think grant deed is correct either. So I'm taking out A. I don't know. This is weird. This is just an act. So what would the California Act let the purchaser acquire possession through? And that's for veteran only. Through a special state deed. Land contract. D.
Let's see who's got the right answer. All right. It's Joe again.
Okay.
All right, let's go. Let me kind of explain why is the right answer. Now, I think probably because you got it wrong, probably because you're not familiar with the California Veterans Home and Farm Purchase Act. Is that right? That is a special type of loan. It's called. It's actually it's called CalVet. CALVET, CalVet loan. CalVet loan basically is a loan provided by the. It's actually administered by the Department of Veteran Affairs through the state of California. State of California actually sell bonds to raise the funds that is used to acquire property that are available to be sold to veterans. So basically, these properties will be sold to the veteran, but it is by installment. So it's also zero down payment. So what happens is when it's sold to the veteran as a installment sale, when do you think the veteran will get legal title to the property?
100%.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Now, if it's a type of deal that sounds like an installment sale, then it is an installment sales contract, right?
Yeah.
But we don't see installment sales contract in the answer choice. But we learned from the book that installment sales contract has several names. And one of the names that is equivalent or the same as an installment sales contract is land contract. All right, no problem. Let's go ahead and move on to the next screen. Okay.
Which of the following has the control over the approval of a subdivision under the Subdivision Map Act? I eliminate the real estate commission because there's nothing to do with dividing a land or something like that and subdividing a map. I'm getting rid of the state contractors license board because there is just a board for the contractor. So I eliminate A and B.
Okay.
So approval subdivision, so I leave behind C and D.
Yes.
Planning commission is most likely. County board of supervisors is more for certain county that the government, basically the political body of the supervisors that set the the rules and regulation for the county. So I have C, planning commission.
Congratulations. That was a very good use of the rule of elimination. So I think that's excellent. Planning commission, just for education purpose, if you want to apply subdivision, subdivision means you are dividing you're dividing a lot into smaller lots. That's called subdivision. When you're trying to subdivide, you don't apply to the state. You apply to either the city or the county. If the city has a city council, you apply to the city. If the city has no city hall, it is unincorporated, you apply to the county. If you apply to the city, you actually apply to the planning department and to the planning commission. So planning commission will give you a thumbs up or thumbs down on your subdivision. All right, let's move on to the next question. Okay.
Grant deed warrants that there are no encumbrances on the property being conveyed. May be used to transfer both real and personal property. No. Personal property isn't transferred at grant deed. Warrants that the property has not been previously conveyed by the grantor. May be delivered conditionally. So I limit D.
Okay, so B is eliminated. You're left with A, C, and D, right?
Unless, so warrants that there's no encumbrances. No, there could be still encumbrances on the property conveyed.
Okay, so you're left with C and D.
Warrants that the property has not been previously conveyed by the grantor.
Is that your final choice?
Conditionally. I think it's D.
What's your choice?
A.
What's your answer choice?
The last one, D.
D. Unfortunately, that's an incorrect answer. The correct answer is C. The grantee warrants two things. First thing is, a grantee warrants that the property has not been previously conveyed by the grantor. That's the first warranty. And the second warranty is that there are no other encumbrances on the property other than what has been disclosed. So even a grantee, there can be encumbrances as long as it is disclosed to the buyer. And that is the main reason why A is the wrong answer, because A says warrants that there are no encumbrances on the property being conveyed. Got it? D is incorrect because a grant deed cannot be delivered conditionally. In order for there to be a valid delivery, the grant deed must be delivered unconditionally. In fact, that's one of the legal requirements. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
When an appraiser analyzes the rent while using the income approach, he should base his appraisal on which of the following characteristics of the income. It means it's trying to see whether the rental property can make money or not by using the income. So how much to rent? Durability, quality, quantity. I just go by all the above because this is all the above choice.
Honestly, do you know what durability means?
It means how long you can be able to collect income.
Okay, well, that makes
Let's
sense.
say,
Generally, that means the term of the lease in terms of how many years does the lease still have remaining. That's what durability means. Okay. Now, what about the quality? What does it normally mean in a rent situation?
if the property is in good quality or not.
No, usually it means the income, quality of the income, usually it means the credit score of the tenants. Does the tenant have good credit?
Oh, I thought it analyzes the rent.
It
So
analyzes the quality of the rent.
Talking,
You see, the better credit the tenant has.
The rent. So the rent itself is a rental. So why would an appraiser evaluate a rent?
Because
if for rental property.
If the tenant is not reliable, it will affect the income of the property. So they will look at the quality.
To buy a property for commercial, for rental property. That's what I thought.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of the things. What does quantity mean in this situation?
How many units or whatever?
No, it simply means the amount of the rent. But you got it right, though. Well, congratulations, you applied the rule correctly. Let's move on to the next one. There's no question on the DRE, so we're going to see number 24. Okay. All right, go ahead and try this one.
Which of the following appraisal report would be the most comprehensive and completed? I have no clue. Which of the following appraisal report would be the most comprehensive?
Use your common sense. That's one of the rule is common sense. So now it's apply the rule of common sense, see if it works. What does the word comprehensive mean?
I guess it's certified.
When you say something is comprehensive, you mean
inclusive and all and complete. So has to be B, certified.
okay. Now let's go through. Actually, there are two rules we're going to apply here. Okay, two rules we're going to apply. We're going to apply common sense rule, and then we're also going to use a rule of elimination. Okay, got that?
I'll get rid of C and D because C letter has no meaning.
Yes.
D printer form, no printer form. So either A and B. Narrative give you a lot of details, I guess. So it could be narrative. Certified, somebody certified is accurate. So that means it's complete. So between A and B, I'm 50-50. So I'm rolling the dice. Could be A, could be B. Not sure.
So which one
I think
is
the
your
answer
final
is
answer?
A.
What's your final choice?
I think the answer is A. Narrative A.
Congratulations. Now first you pick certified. Why did you change it to narrative?
I was thinking it's certified. It means, but I remember appraiser report actually not certified. Common sense tell me it's not certified. They just signed off. Certified means what? So
I see.
kind of like narrative because the first page, the second page, I've seen the appraisal report before, and they have the details at the back on the narrative of the house, all the kind of stuff compared to the neighborhood and all that.
I see. Okay, well, you got it right. Congratulations. So, which rule did you apply? Common sense? You apply actually common sense and rule of elimination.
Common sense
right?
and common sense because based on experience and what I've seen one before.
Okay, excellent job on this one. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. All right.
Once an abstract or judgment is recorded, it remains a lien on all real property. Okay, 3 years. Either B or D, 3 years or 10 years. So I'll go for 3 years.
All right. Well, did you know a judgment is good for 10 years? Did you know a judgment is good for 10 years?
Yeah.
Did you know or you didn't know?
I thought lien is 10 years, but I go with the rule of 3.
Ah. But you were not sure it was 10 years though, right?
At the back of my mind, I know it's longer than 3.
Ah. But you still pick 3. Remember what I said? 3, 3, 3.
You use the rule.
If you pick 3, the rule of the probability of getting the right answer is 60 to 70%. So you roll the dice, you basically play the probability, right?
Mm.
Okay. This is actually memorization here. If you know judgment is for 10 years, you would have picked 10 years without spending a lot of time on it. But you usually didn't know. You still had the 50-50 chance, so that was pretty good. All right, let's see who got it right. Well, congratulations, Joe. You got it right. Okay, all right, Joe. Okay, let's on to the next one. Okay, oh, we'll skip this one. We'll skip all the math questions. Duress. Okay, let's do duress.
Duress is a term which is most closely associated to matters concerning.
Apply your rule. Remember to apply your rule first. Apply your rule.
Duress is a term which is most closely associated to matters concerning. Easement is a get the stretch for land so they can be able to go through a property. Contracts, no. Condemnation, condemn a house. Adverse possession, no. Adverse possession is after 5 years. You have adverse possession, so it's not duress. It's not contract. I take out B and D. I left A and C. I don't know. Condemnation or what?
Well, first of all, do you know what condemnation means? If it's a strange word, do you want to accept that?
No.
So you want to eliminate C, is that right?
Yes, so I have A, easement.
Duress has something to do with
no
easement,
sense.
is that right?
Yeah, duress has nothing to do with easement. What's that to do with easement?
So what's your answer choice?
I have no choice. As I understand the words easement, I understand the words adverse possession pretty well. I understand contracts. So duress is more somebody signed a contract under duress. Associated with. So it's B.
Suddenly it rang the bell. The bulb light kind of lit up.
I cannot think too hard of the.
Okay. Let's see who else got it right. So, congratulations, Joe. You got that right. Okay, Joe, excellent job, you guys. Okay, let's go ahead and. All right, let's move on and do the next one.
Which of the following statement is true with respect to an option? An option is valid without consideration. Valid if the consideration is exactly $10 but it's not delivered. Valid if consideration is delivered even if it's less than $10. Not valid if the delivered consideration is less. Has to be A. I eliminate all the money with $10.
So you believe that you don't need any consideration for an option to be valid, is that right?
Because the rest of the choices, valid if the consideration is exactly $10 but it's not delivered. So the key is exactly $10 but it's not delivered.
That was so which is the first answer you eliminate?
Because option doesn't have to be delivered yet, right?
Okay.
It's valid if consideration is delivered even if it is less than $10. Not valid if the delivered consideration is less. So the first I find the $10 thing is a very confusing. Don't know what it means. Why is it exactly $10 valid? So which is why I take out all the $10 stuff, which is BCD.
Now what if I tell you that an option must have consideration for it to be valid? Other than A, what else would you have eliminated?
So I had to choose between BCD, right? So C.
Valid, the consideration is delivered even if it's less than $10. Why did you think that's the right answer?
The words of you clue me in about consideration. So that means the consideration has to be delivered.
Okay. You believe that it can be valid even if it's less than $10?
Yeah, the B is weird. How can consideration? So they use monetary at $10 as a marker, whether that is a valid option. So I don't know why it's $10 there. So I don't know. You have to go with what I pick C, and then you can tell me why it's wrong or right.
So C is your final answer, is that right?
Yeah.
All right. Legally, an option can be valid even if it's just for a nickel. So C is actually the best answer. It's not exactly the correct answer, but C is the best answer among all the answer choices. Remember, in exam, you have to pick the best answer, not exactly the right answer, but not exactly the correct answer, but the best answer. Now, because it says here it can be less than $10 and a nickel is less than $10, right? And it says a valid if consideration is delivered, even if it's less than, for option you need consideration. That's why C is the best answer. Now D, why is D a wrong answer? D says not valid if delivered consideration is less than $10. D assumed that it has to be more than $10, so D is incorrect. So we can eliminate D and we eliminate A. Now let's look at B. It says here valid if the consideration is exactly $10 but it's not delivered. Well, when you see it's not delivered, you know there's something weird about that, right? And then it also say exactly $10. You got double weirdness on B. So you only left with C. C is actually the best answer. Okay, let's move on to the next one. All right, next one.
The term realtor is a trade name, and only person who are members of which of the following organizations have the right to use the term. American Institute of Real Estate Broker, no. State Real Estate Commission, no. National Association of Realtor, yes. National Association of Real Estate Board, no. C.
All right. See who else got it right. Oh, Joe got it right. Congratulations, Joe. Perfect. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
The California State Agency that governs is one of legal license is the State Board of Equalization, State Franchise Tax Board, I don't know. Board of Supervisors. Is there such a thing in Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control?
You have to apply the rule of elimination and the common sense rule.
A and C is out because California is California state, so it's not to do with Board of Supervisors. So State Board of Equalization, I don't know, cannot be. State Franchise Tax Board. I can't remember. I always see the sign on the door of the restaurant. So what is that? State agency that actually issued the license.
Does the liquor mean anything to you?
Yeah, alcoholic beverages, but I don't know there's such a department of the state in Department of Alcoholic Beverages.
Well, logically, does the Franchise Tax Board regulate liquor license? Huh?
Should be.
So what's the right answer? So what's the right answer?
Between B and D, so but I don't think D is the real department. I never heard such department before.
Okay.
So go with B then.
Unfortunately, it's one of those situations where the common sense rule actually applies. It's the other rule.
What is it? What?
There is a department of ABC, okay, Alcoholic Beverage Control. Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, Joe. You got it. All right, Joe, you got it right again. Okay, Joe, congratulations. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. All right.
Gross multiplier method of appraisal. Be of little value when appraising. The gross multiplier method will be of little value when appraising.
Actually, there's a word missing. I think the typist forgot one word. Let me insert that word. It will actually help you. It's actually the gross rent multiplier. The word rent is missing on the question. I apologize for that. Now, if I insert the word rent between gross and multiplier, will that help you?
Not really.
What
Because I
kind
was
of
just looking
buildings
at
allow you to
ABCD
collect rent,
as
and what kind of buildings don't allow you to collect rent?
I just look at the ABCD as choices. I find D is odd.
B is odd.
D, David.
Why is D odd?
Public buildings. What's that to do with public buildings? Public buildings.
And what's wrong with public building?
I mean, who collect rent? The state itself, the county itself, the city itself.
Okay, so you think D is the wrong answer. Now what about A, B, and C? Would it be
Because you can
possible? Go ahead.
multiplier. Residential is only one unit. That means there's no multiplier factor.
Okay.
So if public buildings you're thinking about from the not the private entity, more on the state itself, whether the state want to invest to buy the property, then they use the multiplier factor, then it still works as a rental income. The only thing B residential property, unless the residential property has multiple units, you can use the multiplier method. I'm thinking too hard, I think. I have no clue.
So what's the final choice?
Bravo.
B is your
D.
answer choice, or D, delta?
Yeah. Bravo.
Bravo is your answer?
At first I said D, then you question me. Now I become B.
I didn't question you. I was asking. Your analysis was pretty good, actually.
Look at it. Elimination. D is odd. D is odd because public buildings. What is that to do with public buildings? So you say how public building cannot be right? I'm like, okay, unless you argue that public building can be rental.
Public building, there is no rent to collect. So if you use gross rent multiplier on public building, then what happens? It says of little value, right? Of little value. It says of little value.
Which is why the default is D, but you say why not? So if you say why not, then you're thinking about the state can do that. But let's not argue about this. Go move on. Can you give me the answer and move on?
So B is the answer? You had it right originally. Okay, the answer is D, public building. I apologize if I try to throw you off. Okay. So the reason why you cannot use a gross rent multiplier on public building is because gross rent multiplier requires rent income, and there's no rental income for public building. So D is actually the correct answer. All the other ones you can have income. Commercial property, you can have rental income. Residential property, you can have rental income. Apartment building, you can have rental income. That's why public building is the odd one out, because that one you don't have any rental income. So you cannot use a gross rent multiplier on that one. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
Blank, special, restrictive, and qualified are all terms used to specify types of blank, special, restrictive, and qualified. Cannot be lien.
Okay, so lien is eliminated.
Cannot be blank contract. Cannot be blank contracts. What is a blank contract? Cannot be qualified contracts. So C is out. Leases, where got blank leases? So blank leases, restricted leases, special leases, blank leases. No idea. The blank words just throw me off. So blank endorsement, blank. I guess it's D. I don't know how to do elimination on this one. The best is D.
Okay, congratulations. You got it right. That was you actually applying the rule of elimination. Joe got it right. Joe, congratulations as well. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
The phrase in a loan contract that specify the phrase in a loan contract that specify all due and payable upon the happening of a certain event will be classified as the phrase in a loan contract that specify all due and payable upon the happening of a certain event will be classified.
Yeah, this one is a little bit difficult. I understand. Kind of difficult for this one. Due and payable when something happens. You know, a few things happen. If you try to convey the land or the property when there is a bank loan on it, and the bank finds out about it, what's going to happen? The bank is going to ask for all the money all at once, right?
Well, it will be exculpatory clause.
Have you seen an exculpatory clause
release
before in the book?
No. No.
Okay, so you want to apply one of the rules I taught earlier. If it's a strange word, eliminate that.
Yeah, but all of them are strange other than a release clause.
Okay. All right. What other rules can you apply? There's no other rules, right? That's the only rule that you can apply, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
C.
All right. Well, unfortunately, this one actually requires a more thorough understanding of the material. The correct answer choice is actually D, the acceleration clause. If you try to sell the property, let's say, for example, you have a bank loan against your property. You sold it to a relative without going through escrow, and the title actually changes hand, and the lender finds out about it. They want to be paid in full. That means that they want to accelerate all the payments. That's why it's called the acceleration clause. Okay, next one.
Property sold during a tight money market, and the existing loan contain an alienation clause. Which of the following is most likely to occur during a tight money market, and the existing loan contain an alienation clause?
Yeah, this is a hard one. I know after this one, your brain is probably fried by now.
I'm fried. When
Okay.
the property is sold during a tight money market. Yeah, it's too late to do this. When a property is sold during a tight money market and the existing loan contains.
Okay, I'll give you some hints, okay? I'll give you some hints on this one. What's a tight money market?
No.
A tight money market means that the monetary policy, it's hard to get loans. That's what a tight money market is, right? And then it says existing loan contains an alienation clause. An alienation clause is the one, alienation is actually due on sale. What that means is that if you try to sell it, the bank wants to be paid immediately. And, you know, you cannot actually transfer the property and make the buyer actually take over the loan. So in a tight money market and there's an alienation clause, the best alternative would be, you look at all the answer choices, A, B, C, and D. And because there's an alienation clause, it says, A says the buyer will assume the loan on existing term. The lender won't even allow it. So A is out. And B says seller would refinance the before the sale. Well, in a tight money market, seller would have a hard time refinancing the property. So B is not a good choice. And then C said buyer will take title subject to the loan. Well, there's an alienation clause. The buyer can't even take the property subject to the loan. And D says buyer will secure new financing. D is the best answer because then the seller will be paid off. Even though it's a tight money market, the most likely scenario is the buyer will still need to get their own loan. In other words, the buyer cannot take the property subject to the loan. The buyer cannot assume the loan. So what choice does the buyer have? The buyer have to get new financing. That's the best answer choice. All right, let's move on to one last question, and then we're going to call it a night. All right, let's do this one.
Which one of the following would be considered a quiet title action? Purchasing property through a dummy buyer. An action to remove noisy tenant. A foreclosure action. Court action to remove a cloud on the title. Quiet title is basically give away the title, right? So what do you mean by purchasing property through a dummy buyer? Cannot be. An action to remove a noisy tenant, of course not. So elimination. A and B eliminated. A foreclosure action, yes, could be. Court action to remove a cloud on the title. That's not quite title. So I choose C.
Okay, nice try. The correct answer choice is D. A quiet title action is an action to remove a cloud on title. That's what a quiet title is. All right, let's see who's got it right. I got Delena Lim got it right. Congratulations, Delena. And I got Joe who also got it right. Congratulations, Joe. And I thank you so much for your help, Rena. I know it's a very challenging. Some of these questions are very, very difficult. But at least you gave it a right and give it your best try. Soon you will get better and better. As you go through the video second time, I'm sure you get most of the questions right. All right, thank you so much, Rena, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.